Hi, I'm Jorge Antonio Vallejos, and you're watching BlackCoffeePoet.com. I'm a poet, journalist, essayist, and blogger, and I run BlackCoffeePoet.com as well as the Black Coffee Poet YouTube channel. So I'm outdoors, so you might hear a little bit of me raising my voice sometimes and then going back to a regular level. Anyways, what prompted this vlog was I've been thinking a lot about white supremacy. And this week I got kind of parallel about white supremacy. I was seeing stuff on Facebook and all over like YouTube, and I even wrote a post about it. This is kind of an extension of that. My last post, which is the one before this vlog, is called White Supremacy All Around Me. So what was going on was I was seeing posts on Facebook, and then I saw an article about an exhibit in Sweden that was extremely racist, and then I saw a vlog by a girl from Brampton who was complaining about brown people, a really racist vlog. So that's really what I'm focusing on here, is I'm focusing on that, and her name is Kyla Pawis, and what happened was, I don't know, she just got issues with brown folk, and she did a vlog, and it got a lot of attention. Like, this thing's gone viral. As of today, it's got 72,000 hits, and that's only one of the postings. Like, a lot of different people took it, reposted it, did videos with it, and that's what I'm talking about here. Kyla said a lot of wrong things. Kyla is on the wrong road, and I think a lot of people were reacting to her in a way that shouldn't be. When I saw her video, I actually was sad for her. I was thinking, this woman hates brown people. This young woman, I should say. She's probably 16 or 17. She's uneducated. She feels isolated. She's definitely lost. She's definitely hurting. And I was just seeing a lot of comments on Facebook by adults, and I wasn't really down with it. People were calling her names. People were saying what a horrible, horrible person. They were attacking her intellect, and I'm just not down with that. You know what I mean? I think we should really see what this is. This is a young woman who's impressionable. She's definitely in pain, and as opposed to attacking her, that's the way we should be looking at this situation. So then, after watching her YouTube video, I started watching responses on YouTube, mainly by men, and mainly by the community that she was attacking. You know, she was using a lot of racist terms. There's no doubt about that, and they were wrong. But then the reactions weren't anything that were different, I have to say. They were using profanity. They were using sexist terms, misogynist terms. They were just a verbal violence. Yes, Kyla was verbally violent, but the responses to her were also verbal violence, and I just don't agree with them. I think that people were going on it the wrong way. And then there was a praising by other people of the verbal violence. People said she had it coming, and good job by those people. And I was like, oh man, this is not right. People aren't, on the right road here in terms of what we should be doing here. So then there was a couple of good YouTube responses, I was happy to say. So I looked at some today, and there were two young men that were, talking about spirituality and talking about how two wrongs don't make a right. They were also saying we should forgive, and that's the tip that I'm on. We should be forgiving. It's a hard process. It's hard for me. I was a person that said forgiveness is a weakness. I don't believe that anymore. I think that we should can start to forgive, because if we don't, give up that negativity, then we can't go up. We can't move on. If we travel with all this baggage, we're not going to go far. And I think as peoples, whatever race we are, ethnicity we are, culture we're from, what nation we're from, we've got to start letting go of the negativity. There is a lot that is facing us. As I wrote in that post that is already up, White Supremacy All Around Me, I became peril. I started seeing all these white supremacists on YouTube and articles about white supremacy, and I was like, man, there's growing chapters in like Calgary, Edmonton, Vancouver, even London, Ontario, and I was like, holy shit. But I'm just like, you know what? Don't think of that. Don't focus on that. I came to a realization that, I've got creator on my side, I've got community on my side, and I've got confidence. So I'm looking at this video by Kyla, which is about 2-3 minutes, and what do I see? I see someone that wants to belong. She feels isolated. I don't know what her history is or even what her background is. We're all assuming she's white. I'm not sure. But what I am seeing is someone who is in pain, who's reaching out. She's saying, please help this situation. She's seeing that she's alone. She identifies as white, it looks like, because she's reaching out towards white people. And she's like, this is killing me inside. So what's happened since this video? If it's true, one of the responses, the good responses, were saying she's been arrested, she's been attacked, her house has been broken into, and now because she suffers from depression, she's actually been institutionalized, which is another form of incarceration. So I'm looking at Kyla and I'm feeling empathy, I'm feeling sadness for her, and right now what's happening is, I believe, Kyla's at a crossroads, and so everyone is attacking her. Well, the majority of people are attacking her. She can go two ways. We have to remember this is a young person. This is someone who has done her wrong, and I'm thinking that she realizes she's done her wrong. I'm hoping that she realizes she's done her wrong. Her parents said she's done her wrong, but she's at a crossroads now. So she can either learn from this situation, or if people keep pushing her in the other direction, then she'll just continue with that, ill ideology of brown folk and how they are, violent, and how she's villainized brown folk, in particular South Asian people. So if, she keeps getting pushed in that direction, then we're going to see someone who ends up becoming a full-fledged racist. And what do we want here? Do we want another racist in this world? We have to also remember she's a life giver. Do we want someone who's going to bring kids into this world and then teach them that ideology? At the end of her video, she did something that was, part of her cry for help. She gave her name, she gave her contact information. 72,000 hits on one reposting. Do you think it's only people who look like me, who look like the people that she's vilified? It's not just people of color that have seen that video. It's not just indigenous peoples that have seen that video. It's people who are ignorant, who are racist, and who are white. And you know what? It was music to their ears. Oh, we got another sister here. Oh, right for the pickings. We can send her an email. Maybe she'll join our group. Do we really want that? She gave her contact info out. She's at a crossroads. She feels isolated. She's definitely in pain. She is perfect for these white supremacist groups to grab her, mold her, and turn her into someone that, society does not need. So, would we like someone to stand, as peoples of color I'm talking about now, and indigenous peoples, do we want someone to stand beside us and behind us to help us combat white supremacy? Or do we want to push her in that direction and add one person for now, and then, then she's probably going to have a family in the future and, produce kids and teach them that ill ideology? We got to think about that here. So let's think of compassion here. Let's think of supporting her. We don't support her action. It was wrong what she did. We're supporting her. And let's forgive. And let's move on together in a good way. So let's think of it that way. This is someone who is in a bad place right now. And again, she's at a crossroads. She can either go in a good direction or in a bad direction. And I'm hoping that she goes in a good direction. So to Kyla and to people who think like her, and even to the men who did these videos and were sexist and misogynist and used profanity and attacked her appearance, I'm going to give some book recommendations here that can help out. I recommend reading Bell Hooks. Bell Hooks is an African-American feminist who talks a lot about race. Bellhooks. She doesn't use capital letters. I'm going to recommend one of my mentors, Lee Maracle. She's Stolo Nation from British Columbia. She's written a book called I Am Woman. She also has a lot of novels. And once people get further along, I would recommend my favorite book, which is called Not Vanishing by Chrystos. That's a book of poetry. Chrystos is indigenous, she's a feminist, she's queer, she talks a lot about colonialism, and we have to recognize where we are. Kyla said something in her video that a lot of people talked about, where she said, go back to where you come from. And she was talking about those Asian folk. Well, you know what? This is a land that is stolen. It's called Canada. So let's start learning from the people who are the rightful keepers of this land and are originally from here. A lot of people were, talking to Kyla and saying, I was born here. Well, you know what? There were people here before all of us. So, and Lee Maracle is part of that group, as is Chrystos. So let's forgive. Let's move on in a good way. Let's think of Kyla as someone who needs help and that we can help her. And let's stand together against white supremacy. So thank you very much for joining me today on the Black Coffee Poet YouTube channel and blackcoffeepoet.com. Please subscribe to both. And I'm also on Twitter as Black Coffee Poet. And think of Kyla as not the enemy. Think of Kyla as someone who can be educated, who can grow, who can learn, and hopefully who can be an ally one day. Peace out.